Hello and welcome back to the workshop once again. Um, Following on from part 2, this is going to be part 3, obviously. And I thought it was, we're now, third of the way through November when I'm recording this. So it's time to start, I think at least, doing a few things that can be used for decorating the Christmas tree. So that's what we're going to try and achieve today. I've got these two pieces which I am just going to round up to start with, at least anyway. Put them between centres and just get a tenon on them. For the second part of what I'm going to make, I actually had a piece of branch, if you like, which a long time ago I took all the bark off. So I've just chopped this down into about 50mm, 2 inches long. I'm fairly happy with that, so we'll sand it up and put a little bit of finish on it, I think. There we go. Right, that's what we've been making. If you haven't already guessed, I'm sure you have. Just some little bird houses. Sorry. I don't know if you remember at the start of the video, I turned 2 of these, and then when I was having a little bit of a tidy up earlier, I thought, oh, I've used something totally different. So I'm not like overly keen on. So I'm going to turn one of these and see whether it looks any better at all. Right, that's a reasonably good bit. I'm happy with that. So see whether that looks any better or whether I've wasted my time. Yes, that is well worth the effort. Actually, let's just turn you around a little bit, you might be able to see that better. There we go. Right, so now we've got to try and I'm going to have a go at making some tiny birds. The bird, or birds I should say, so I've got a little bit of I think it's Cotoneaster, which has come out of our garden. It was a bush that unfortunately died on us, and this is only a half-inch diameter, but it should do the trick. Now I think, whoops, if I had a bird that was about 15mm. And I hope you can see what I am. A little tiny bird. Now, I've tried to get the camera to focus. I think it has, but in this viewfinder it's a little bit on the difficult side. Anyway, before I part this up, or sand it and part it all off, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little, this wants to go on the perch. Because this drill is only going to be a 2.5mm drill, it's going to skid all over the place. Oh, a bit like that. Just so I can hopefully start the drill. Whoop. We'll give that a go. I'll sand that up. Final assembly. And there was our little. I can't even hold it really, but there you go. So I'm going to just get a piece of this. Hopefully you can see what I'm trying to achieve. Right, so I'm going to super glue that in there, and then that is going to sit just in there like so. Oh, that's probably about right, I think. But before that, I'm going to give him some eyes and a beak. I was considering trying to make a beak, but when you're this small, one way to do this, and that is with a marker pen. I'm sure it's not the best for the lid because I've got such a nice wide brim. That's why I was never too worried about some ordinary glue. One final little thing. Now these are, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you will have seen these before. These are the hooks or eyes, whichever you choose. Trying to keep my hands out of the way, but that's not always so easy. And finally we have finished. As you can see, I did get a bit carried away yet again, but I'm quite pleased with them. They've turned out quite well. Hopefully you will have enjoyed watching the video, and if you've liked, please consider subscribing. That would be much appreciated. And all being well, I will see you on the next one. Take care. Thanks very much.